Hey everyone, I just wanted to come on real quick and say to all of my United States friends and co-countrymen, happy 4th of July, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you, more than I hope you celebrate, I hope you appreciate where we live and the freedom that we have. Not every country has the same freedoms and the privileges that you and I do. So after you appreciate, then I hope you celebrate in a fun way, whether that be with family and friends around a cookout or whatever, going to see fireworks, whatever. I hope you have a happy 4th. So now let's get on with the video. Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, my name's Leslie. You're in my kitchen down on the farm, and I'm thrilled that you are here. So listen, guys, this week, you know, I'm usually pretty methodical about my videos, but over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be just kind of whatever we do for the day, because it's getting that time of year to plan for vacation. We're getting ready to sell chickens. It's just getting to be a hectic next 2 weeks. And then of course the third week being our vacation. So this week is pretty much just hang with me. Whatever I do for the day, whatever I cook, whatever, just hang out with me. And so tonight we are doing some premarital counseling for my niece who is getting married. Her and her fiance are coming over here for supper. And y'all, if you haven't heard that love story, I'll try to remember where I link what video it's on, and I'll try to link it. If not, I'll share it again in the future. I know I will, but it needs to be a Hallmark movie love story, let me tell you. So anyway, they're coming over for supper tonight, and so I'm just fixing breakfast for supper. That's what we're doing. I've got some sausage thawing out, and I've got some tinfoil in a pan. I'm going to get it ready for my bacon. I've got another pan. I'm going to get ready for my biscuits. I'm just getting some prep work done. So that's what I'm doing. So first thing I've done is tinfoil for my bacon, and I'm going to grab it real fast. And I've also cracked my eggs. We're just going to do scrambled eggs. I need to wash off my countertop really good because that's where I make my biscuits. And I've sent Bryant to the store. I needed milk for my gravy. So we're doing sausage gravy, scrambled eggs, oven fried bacon, and homemade applesauce. And did I say biscuits? Biscuits. Pretty simple supper. But that's what we're doing. So I'll bring you back once I get something truly started. Okay, so let me tell you a little something I do with my bacon. And it's just a psychological move. It's not really doing anything different. But now, and this really works when you're cooking for a crowd. But I'm not really having a crowd tonight. I just still do it. But I cut my bacon in half. And it's just really a psychological thing to maybe make it go a little further. It's not increasing your bacon at all because it's the same amount of bacon, obviously. But what it does is you think, oh, I've had 3 pieces of bacon. Well, instead of you actually having 3 slices of bacon, you really only had a slice and a half, but it feels like you've had more because you say I have 3. So when you're wanting your food to go further, cut it down smaller. It's just a psychological thing. Bryant always, when we order pizza for the church, he always has the pizza company, whoever it be, whether it be Domino's or Little Caesars or whoever we use that on that given time, he always has them cut the pizza. Where they normally cut it in 8 slices, he has them cut it into 10 slices because, okay, you've had 2 slices of pizza. Well, you know, you did, it's not 2 of the 8 slices. So it's just really a, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a psychological move, just to seem like it goes a little bit further. So if you ever have a party or people coming that's a crowd, just cut your food into more pieces, individual pieces. Like, this is the same amount of bacon I would have fixed if I was leaving it whole. I just cut it in half, so it's going to feel like it goes further. Except with everybody except for me, because I know what I've done, so I just keep eating bacon. But anyway, just an idea. Another tip I have for you, if you're almost getting it to fit on one pan but not quite, or even in your frying pan, do this in your frying pan. Give your slice just a little bit of a crook, like make it look like a little worm, is like an inch worm is humped up getting ready to take a little step. And let's see if I can, you see I laid this one down, just kind of curl it up a little bit and it'll fry beautifully. I mean, it still may have a little hump in it, but it'll help you fit everything onto the frying pan or the cookie sheet, whatever you're putting it on. So as you can see, all of mine have a little hump in it, and that's okay. All right, that's 2 tips in one video. All right, everybody, I'm going in with the bacon now, and we're gonna open up the sausage. I'm gonna get it stuck in the frying pan, and you know, we'll see. It's still a little bit frozen, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it down on low, and this again is the home pork. All right, I'm gonna let that just kind of hang out there for a little bit. I'm gonna turn it on a little bit lower, and we'll come over here. There's my sausage in the pan. We'll come over here, and I'll start on the biscuits. You guys have seen me make these a million times. I use tonight's quick and easy. Actually, both biscuits I make are quick and easy. I don't happen to have any heavy cream for my 2-ingredient biscuits. I keep buttermilk. I usually keep heavy cream too, but this is Southern Biscuit Mix Formula L. If you've never used it, you need to check into it. I've got about 3 cups in here, and I'm just going to start with a little bit of buttermilk. I don't measure anything, but I will say, if you can find Southern Biscuit Mix Formula L, and what the Formula L means, if you can see in there, you can see little yellow specks and white. That's the lard and butter, dehydrated butter and lard already in there. But if you can find Southern Biscuit Mix Formula L, just follow the recipe on the back. It is absolutely a perfect recipe. You can't go wrong. I just have been making biscuits so long, I know how, I know the consistency I like. I also know if I get it too wet, all I have to do is add more Formula L mix. I also know if I have it too dry, all I have to do is add a little more buttermilk. So I don't fret too much about measurements, but if you're new to making biscuits, I promise you, if you follow the recipe on the back of that container, it is an absolutely perfect recipe. All right, so basically I'm just getting that mixed up together. And I always mix in or roll it out, not roll it out, but pat it out on, I just use some extra self-rising flour that I have. And so I just kind of sprinkle some right here, and I'll put me a pile over there. I like to get my biscuits made ahead of time and out of the way. Not way ahead of time, but enough time that I don't have to worry about, oh no, I hadn't made the biscuits yet. And I come in here and I scrape all this out because I want to get every last bit of it. I'm going to check on my sausage. I'll be back in just a second, and I'll get you guys turned down a little further where you can see what's going on. Alright, I just sprinkled a little bit of extra self-rising flour. It's a little wet for my liking, so I'm just going to add a little bit of that self-rising flour and mix that in. You guys, you saw a while ago I didn't have the camera turned down all the way. You kind of have to just bear with me while I'm in the middle of doing something. Sometimes, you know, I don't have a camera person. It's just me in my kitchen. I don't, I haven't invested in like a lot of helpers yet. But, it's just me in here, and so sometimes if I'm in the middle of doing something, it takes me a minute to look up and say, oh no, they can't see what I'm doing. So this is about the consistency that I like it right here. A little bit wetter than a bread dough, I guess. And so now I'm just going to kind of fold it out and fold it in on itself a few times. I'm going to do that several times. That kind of makes a flaky layered biscuit. It just gives it a little bit more height and flakiness to it if you just kind of fold it over on itself a few times. And you can add some more flour if it gets a little moist or whatever. All right. There we go. I'm going to fold it one more time. And we're going to call it good right there. Now, I like to leave mine fairly thick because the thicker you cut them, the thicker the biscuit's going to be. All right. Let me check my sausage again. I'll be right back. All right, so I have this extra flour here just to kind of dip my... Now, if you've seen any of my biscuit videos before, you know I say don't... The temptation is always to take your biscuit cutter and go... Don't do that. Just go straight down and straight up. Straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. The problem with twisting your biscuits is it seals the sides and then they don't want to puff up and rise. Now, sometimes, depending on what kind of biscuit I want, I'll put them up next to each other on the pan. If I want to, that's if I want a fluffy, nice, just a fluffy, airy, soft biscuit. Bump them up next to each other. The only hard parts or the crusty parts will be the outside edges. If you like a crusty biscuit that holds up to gravy and so forth, then don't put them up next to each other. So I do a few of each, believe it or not. I'm going to add that one back in. It needs a little. There we go. So I do a little bit of the touching and a little bit of the not. So, all right, we're going to just redo that same stuff to this dough right here. We're going to mix it all in. Pat it back out. And cut out some more biscuits. so I'm just going to finish this up. I'll bring you back when we start working over here on the sausage. And we'll check the bacon. And I like to cut, you do not have to cut out biscuits. You don't have to pat them out. You can just pinch them like this, roll them, pat them, and there's you a biscuit. I just like to do them like this because it helps them rise with them being just cut on the side, and it keeps them uniform. No other reason than those two reasons. It doesn't make a better biscuit by any means. It just helps give it a little rise. And this one right here, I'll probably just do that. I'll probably roll, and I'll show you the difference. Now this will be a big biscuit, but it may not rise quite as much as the other ones do. So I'll show you here. There's my biscuits, and I'll put that one down here on the edge, and I'll show you when we come out. I just checked the bacon, and it is almost done. Well, I put it on 425, and it's been in there about 20 minutes, so it is just about done. And I'll be getting it out in just a minute. I need to get a plate ready with some napkins on it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a different plate. I'll be back. What better plate to get out at the farmhouse than the farm plate? So I wanted to get this out, and I knew it was going to make a loud noise, so that's why I cut you off. Okay, so I'm going to get a few napkins just to drain the bacon on. All right. Okay, let me grab the bacon. Would you just look at that absolutely beautiful bacon right here? And so I'm going to come through and just get it off. Let it drain a little bit. I'm also going to use some of this bacon grease in my non-stick frying pan over there in order to fry the eggs, scramble the eggs. I use either bacon or sausage grease usually when I'm doing eggs, just to give it that good flavor. Some people use butter or oil, and that's totally fine. But I like to use a little bit of whatever meat I'm cooking. Now my sausage grease I need because I'm making sausage gravy. So I'll need that for the gravy. So this bacon grease is what I'm going to use to fry my eggs in. And if I didn't need it for anything, what I would do is I would pour it in a jar that I keep in the refrigerator and keep it, because this is liquid gold right here. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? All right, let me grab my pot holder. I'm going to bring you guys over here so you can see what I'm doing over here. Frying up the sausage here. It was a little frozen, so I'm having to kind of work this last center piece that was frozen, kind of work it out. But I'm crumbling it as I'm frying it. I'm being sure it's nice and crumbled, and we're going to get this piece all fried out. And this is really lean, and I'm debating on, do I need to add some of that bacon grease in here as well? And I may just do that so I don't have to get out oil or anything. I can just add some of that bacon grease in here. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm glad I thought of that. But I'm going to put some bacon grease in this frying pan for the eggs, and then some in this, just because gravy needs a fat, because you're mixing your fat with your flour, and then you're going to add milk to it. Now, a lot of people just fry out sausage patties, take them out, make their gravy, cut the patties up, and add them back in. Don't do that. Just crumble your bacon and fry it like you would hamburger. Just kind of crumble it up, much like you would brown hamburger, and just sprinkle the flour right over this. I'm going to show you in just a second. So while that last little bit's frying up, I'm going to get that bacon grease poured up. There we go. Now we got some fat in there to add with that. This like I said, this is home done sausage, and it is delicious, and it is super lean, super duper lean. When we get back from vacation, I'm going to show you how to render out your own lard and how to make cracklings. For those of you who are country southern people, and I don't even think this has to be southern. I think country northern people know what cracklings are and have had crackling cornbread. So when we get back from vacation, that's something we're going to do. I've got some leaf lard that we're going to render out. I'm going to show you the easy way to do it. I'm going to tell you how my mama used to do it, but I'm going to show you the easy way to do it. All right, we're going to get this, make sure everything's done. And I like to get my sausage, like some brown bits in my sausage, like that right there. I actually like that in my gravy. Now, I don't want all the pieces to be like that, but I do like a little bit of that. So that I like to get a little extra done pieces in there. So, all right, I'm going to cut this off until I'm ready to make it. So I'm going to cut this off at this point. I'll bring you back in just a second. All right, in here I have my eggs, salt and pepper, and just a splash of water. Now you can use milk, but I like to use a splash of water because I think milk can make it tough, make tough eggs. Water just makes fluffy eggs. So I'm going to beat that up. I'll come back and we're going to get the biscuits in the oven, and I'm going to start making the gravy. Where I'm at now, I don't like to do anything else until everybody's here. The gravy takes no time at all. The eggs take no time at all. The biscuits are in the oven, so I kind of stop, with the exception of watching the biscuits. Other than that, I stop until everybody gets here. Well guys, I am over here putting in our last and final feed ticket of this flock. And this is super exciting time for us because this is the flock that comes right before we take vacation. So when it gets to the end of this flock, we start getting super excited. In fact, Brian, he's already saying, I said, why are you so happy? He was super in a good mood. I mean, he's always in a good mood, but I mean, his mood was like extra good. And yesterday I said, why are you in such a good mood? He goes, I'm on vacation. And he's not really yet, but it seems like it. Once we get to the end of this flock, we start like, woohoo! So, but anyway, I'm over here putting in our last feed inventory. We've already called the feed mill to see what they have on, like what they have that they sent us and what I have, and they match perfectly, and that's always a great thing. So yeah, tonight at 4 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, Bryant and Daniel and Isaac will be over here. They're letting me sit this flock out because of my back issues, so they'll be over here. I may help him sell the last house, which is, it'll be Friday, but at 4 a.m. in the morning, they'll be over here tearing down equipment and getting things ready for the catchers to come. So yeah. Well, everybody, I'm back home, so I thought we'd come out here and check the blueberries. They just started ripening the other day. I found a few, but I kind of have to fight the birds to finding them. And for some reason, it looks like this year they're going to beat me to them. There's a few out here getting ripe, but I believe the birds are definitely going to beat me to them. It's not near as, well, maybe it doesn't look as loaded this year because they haven't turned ripe, but I mean, there's a few here and there. And still a little tart. So hopefully, guys, maybe right before we go on vacation or right after we get home from vacation, they will be nice and ripe for us. So all right, so now that I'm home from the farm, I am going to actually the boys spent the night with us the other night, and they slept in, well, they slept with me, and then Bryant slid out to the guest bedroom because we've tried all four of us sleeping together, and Levi just kicks like crazy. Judah lays still, but he gets right up next to you, so it's really hard for all four of us. So Bryant usually, when they spend the night, he slips to the guest bedroom. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight in that room, and I'm going to go ahead and put the luggage on the bed. Even though I'm still a week and a half away from leaving for vacation, I can start slowly getting some things together and hopefully be a little bit more selective of what I pack so I don't overpack, if you follow me. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to do laundry, and I'm going to get excited about vacation. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me and cooking breakfast for supper last night, and we will we'll just kind of pick up where we leave off, and y'all just hang with me the rest of the week. So I will let you guys go for this video, and I will see you next time on the Farm and Pastor's Wife. Hey, and remember, the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.